Hello, I'm Vika Vinogradova, and this is the Recipes for Lazybones channel. You asked me to film some diverse garnishes on the fly, so it would be simple. I've filmed a lot of fresh recipes, some new ones, a few will be old ones, so you have more variety. I want to start with a recipe that I really liked from what I've just filmed. It takes a bit long to cook, but it turns out to be very useful made from vegetables in such an Asian style. Cut the onion into half rings and fry immediately. While it browns, cut the carrot into straws. Add to the onion and fry for 4 or 5 minutes over medium heat. At the same time we are cutting the eggplant, half is enough. Cut it into straws and add to the carrots. Fry for 5 more minutes while cutting the pepper into straws. The pepper cooks fast, so a couple of minutes suffices. Has it been 2 minutes? We salt all this, add a little red pepper for a light spiciness, dried or fresh garlic, about a teaspoon of sugar, and somewhere a tablespoon of sauce. Teriyaki. Stirred it, extinguished it for literally a couple of minutes so that the vegetables are saturated with flavors and aromas and it can be served at the table. For the next recipe, use frozen green beans. Pour vegetable oil into a skillet and lay out the green beans. Slightly fry for a few minutes, literally 3 to 4, salt it, add a couple of garlic cloves, hot red pepper and a piece of butter. Fry for about 4 more minutes. Our beans should be fully cooked but still remain crispy, so it's better not to overcook. Sprinkle the dish with seeds. You can simply use cumin. I have a mix here of cumin, flax seeds, sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. It turns out very aromatic and spicy. You can follow this recipe exactly, such as slicing the carrots into circles to prepare the dish. This dish will be delicious. You can use pumpkin or sweet pepper, which will be ready in just a couple of minutes. Added various spices, garlic, fried, and it will be very, very tasty. It turns out to be really piquant and interesting with a kick. The pepper doesn't give a strong heat, but rather a warming, spicy effect. It's very cool. This string bean salad recipe may seem ordinary, but it's perfect when you're short on cooking time. Here's a simple recipe using just one ingredient from the fridge. But if in the previous recipe we had beans as the only product for garnish, and it was so piquant, spicy, then here we get a carrot dish. It will be more of a gentle and smooth dish. We cut 3 carrots into strips and finely chopped an onion. If the onion is large, use half. If small, use the whole head. First, we saute the onion for literally a minute, and then we add the carrots to it, we salt it and add a little bit of water. We stew it for 20 minutes on low heat under a lid so that the carrots become soft. We add 3 tablespoons of sour cream and stew it for literally 3-4 minutes more so that the carrots become even more tender and creamy. For the next garnish, we need the pulp of 1 avocado. We scoop it out with a spoon and divide it into several pieces. We send it to the blender. We also add a good large bunch of fresh greens there. I took dill, a tablespoon of vegetable oil, a large clove of garlic. It's better to cut it into several pieces. We salt, pepper and squeeze out half a lemon or lime. We blend in a blender. If it blends poorly, you can add a little more vegetable oil to get a homogeneous texture. We take a pan of cooked rice and send their puree from avocado, and the rice becomes incredibly divine and aromatic due to this avocado sauce. I'll say right away that such a garnish perhaps will not appeal to everyone, but those who love culinary experiments, you will definitely like it. Here, by the way, instead of dill, you can easily take parsley if you do not like dill, or for example add spinach. It will be very tasty. You can, in principle, play around with the greens. There, for example, take a green onion, basil, and just because of the dill, because of the garlic. Avocado, which itself does not have a particular taste, it turns out to be more spicy, aromatic. And when we add this to the rice itself is the most ordinary, simple, boiled. It becomes many times tastier, more interesting, and healthier. By the way, speaking of which, rice itself is nothing special, so to speak, it's just a bland product with minimal benefits. But precisely because of the avocado, because of the greens, we add these benefits. It turns out to be a very good garnish. The next garnish can be made from pumpkin. Cut it into slices of this thickness, then cut each slice in half. Avoid cutting the pumpkin slices too thick or it will take a long time to cook. We lay out all this in a baking dish, drizzle with vegetable oil, salt, sprinkle with ground sweet paprika, a little red pepper and some dried basil. Brush the spices evenly over the surface. Bake in the oven for 20 minutes until done. Check the pumpkin softness with a fork. If soft, it's ready to be served. You can use any other spices to your liking. For instance, you could replace basil with other aromatic herbs like marjoram, thyme, or rosemary. It turns out it's sweet, but due to the spices, it gets some more interesting taste, and it becomes more universal for different dishes. It pairs well with meat and poultry. So, give it a try. I also really like the Greek cabbage recipe, where we cut the onion into small cubes. We grate the large carrot on a grater. We take a small piece of white cabbage. We add a little oil to the pan, literally fry the onion for a minute. We add carrots and cabbage and fry for a couple more minutes. After that, we add a cup of rinsed buckwheat. Pour in 2 cups of water, salt, pepper, and simmer under a lid until the buckwheat is ready, about 20 minutes. This is how the dish turns out. Quite filling, interesting, very tasty. We rinse the broccoli and break it into florets. I have here 300 grams. You can take fresh, like mine, you can take frozen. You can even replace it with cauliflower. It will also be tasty. We put a pot on the fire, salt the water, bring it to a boil, and throw the broccoli for 3-4 minutes. If the broccoli is frozen, then we skip this step. Meanwhile, we break a couple of eggs into a bowl, salt, pepper, and add a clove of garlic. Mix everything. Grate about 70 grams of cheese. We put a frying pan on the fire, add vegetable and butter, lay out the boiled broccoli and fry for another minute or 3 to get rid of the remaining moisture. If the broccoli was frozen, then 10 minutes. After that, we pour the broccoli with eggs and stir. We fry literally for a minute and sprinkle with cheese. As soon as it melts, everything is ready. The dinner turns out with a piquant garlic aroma, very cheesy and very satisfying. And here I showed how to cook rice with avocado, and you can do it more traditionally and make, for example, rice with mushrooms. It will be a chic garnish. Finally, chop the green onion. Cut the raw large carrot into cubes. Slice the mushrooms. Heat vegetable oil in a hot pan and fry the onion for 1 minute. Add carrots, season with spices. I added a pinch of cumin, red pepper, and barberry. Fried for a few more minutes. Add the mushrooms, sauté them for 5 minutes so they soften. Then add a cup of washed rice, 2 cups of water, salt, pepper. You can add a few cloves of garlic whole in the skin for aroma, and simmer on low heat under the lid until ready. This will take around 20 minutes, varying by rice type. The result is a delicious, fragrant pilaf. Cut the potato into strips. I'll say right away that the cooking time will depend on the power of the microwave and the size of the pieces. We lay out the potato in a deep dish or baking form, salt it, pepper it, add our favorite spices. I took turmeric, caraway seeds, and ground coriander. Sprinkle with vegetable oil and mix everything so that the spices are distributed throughout the potato. Cover with a lid or plate and send to the microwave for 7 minutes at maximum power. Then we take out the potato, stir it so that it cooks evenly, and send it back to the microwave for another 7 minutes until fully cooked. After which we leave the potato for another 5 minutes in the turned off microwave, take it out, and it's ready to eat. The potato turns out to be fully cooked, soft, tasty, and aromatic, exactly the same as after baking. Why I love the microwave is because the dish in it is cooked much faster and easier than in the same oven, for example, or on the stove. In this regard, I also like garnishes from pasta because it is all cooked literally in 10 minutes. When there is no time, you can boldly cook pasta, add some interesting things to them to make the garnish more delicious. And that's it, the dinner is ready. Cook the pasta until done. Meanwhile, cut cherry tomatoes. Add to the cooked pasta either homemade pesto sauce as I showed or store-bought. We lay out the tomatoes, mix, and the dinner is ready. On a hurry, we lay out boiled buckwheat, add a beans and tomato sauce to it. I had one with the taste of curry, a little tomato sauce or ketchup, and we stew for a couple of minutes so that the beans are heated and all the flavors mix together and the dish is ready. Cut 5.29 ounces of mushrooms. Fry them in a heated pan. At the same time, cut 1 large tomato and a bunch of greens. It can be green onions, herbs, parsley, or dill. As the mushrooms have given off moisture and started to brown, add washed buckwheat or rice to the pan. Sprinkle with vegetable oil and fry for a couple of minutes until it is slightly browned. Season with salt. Add 100 grams of peas and corn. You can use canned or frozen. Pour in water and simmer over medium heat for 20 minutes until the bulgur or rice is cooked. Then add tomatoes, greens, and it's ready to be served. These are the garnishes. I sincerely hope you enjoy the video and it gets many views, as I would love to create a sequel. While I was preparing for the video, I found an incredible amount of interesting recipes. I adapted some of them for myself, showed them to you. A large amount of content remains in the drafts, which I plan to film and showcase for you. So please support this video with a thumbs up if you liked it, maybe leave a comment to increase activity, and accordingly to better recommend this video. That's all for now, but I'd love to film a sequel with garnishes for you. Please let me know what else you'd like me to shoot. I always enjoy reading everything. Thanks for watching. Wishing everyone a great mood. Bye for now.